At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability, because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canic, superior firearms.
Yes, sir.
And where, Sackhead Shaun, and when might people be able to hear or watch your show, sir?
Well, I'm on every Monday and Friday, X, YouTube, the SHR Media Network in general, Rumble. I'm sure I'm missing something. YouTube, Rumble, X, all the usual places. Also, you can catch your podcast and my podcast version of the show, which you can catch on Spreaker and Apple Podcasts.
But we're on Apple. Coolio. Nice.
You are as well. Pardon me. We're also I'm also just added to KLRN Radio. It's a podcast network, which works with a lot of the writers from Twitchy. They work with guys from the Loftus Group, et cetera, et cetera. So I just solidified that earlier this week. Tomorrow will be my first live show with them.
Nice. And while we're talking about that, I also want to talk about this. Well, let's do this, see how this works. Okay. I did some purchasing recently.
Ooh.
And what I did is I went here. And you may or may not know, folks, you can get great swag at shrmedia.com. Now, BZ, I'm sure all of you are saying, swag in terms of what? Well, the reason I turned this on, let me go big here just for a second.
Actually, my first question was how, but go ahead.
Okay. These are pins. Let me see if I can turn them so that you can see them. Yeah, here we go. There's an SHR pin down there on the bottom. And then Jersey Joe is our Reaver of Common Sense. He has a pin, which is on top of SHR, though. This is my hat for BZ's Saloon. And over
El Saluno.
El Saluno, one each. And then also here, we have a pin for the Edge of Liberty. Hell yeah. And then even BZ has his own pin. So I remind everyone, in terms of swaggerini, this is where you go.
It is true.
.com.
And if you
SHR swag only there. The only place you can get it on the entire planet. I mean, the entire planet.
The whole thing. All of it.
All of the planet.
All you do is go to the little menu bar and click on shop, and it'll bring you to our little Etsy page. Well, I'll be adding more to that. I actually have a couple that I have to add probably tomorrow. I'll tell you, with all the work that we've been doing, trying to get everything modernized, to get some shirts out, get some things out.
Yeah.
It's everything's starting to take a backseat because the election's coming. And
we're doing it. You and me. We are doing
as a team. And Jersey Joe.
And Jersey Joe. We'll talk about
and by the way, Jersey Joe, just so everyone knows, I actually had a couple people ask. He's doing all right. They lost power.
Okay.
His fence came down. I heard from him today. He gave me a holler when they were out and going for a ride. He said the neighborhood's hit hard. He's never seen so much water in his neighborhood. He's been down there 20 years now. But he's doing well. He and the whole family. So I'm really thankful to hear that. I'm really glad they made it through. So yeah, he was right. I mean, he's just east, if I'm not mistaken, of Tampa Bay. So
yeah, he's in a kind of a little bedroom community, east, kind of northeast, and he's sufficiently inland that. And I sent a couple of texts to him. Well, first I invited him because correct me if I'm wrong. I could have sworn I saw something on X that said that he had gotten some power back. I didn't read the most recent stuff, And I thought, oh, cool. Well, maybe you can call in and tell us what it's like. And then I found out that no, his power is off.
Yeah.
He texted me right below the show and said, dude, I'd love to be able to do my show, but it looks like we're not going to have power for about a week. Now, he was lucky in terms of he's sufficiently inland that he didn't get the precise brunt of everything. God, I wish I had a map. I could show people this. The peninsula of Florida, maybe I can describe it like this. If you can feature, okay. If
you keep talking.
All right, I'll keep talking. I'll keep talking here. I'm talking here. If you can feature Florida in your mind, like the peninsula that sticks out into the Oceanus, the Atlantic, the east side is predominantly where Hurricane Helene hit. Now, on the west side, now on the east side, there's Miami, tons of places, then on up the coast. It mostly missed the western portion of Florida, the western peninsula. And there we go. Now you can see the peninsula right there. You can see the west coast, Orlando's a little bit inland, and there's Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers swim. Is right below there, and where he lives is a little east and north of that. But it's Milton, however, that smacked the western portion. Helene hit the eastern portion, and Milton hit the western portion of the peninsula of Florida. And he was sufficiently inland that, yeah, he was affected. He got horrendous rains. I think he said he lost his fence. Basically everything that wasn't nailed down just flew away in the air. And who knows where it went? Probably somebody else's backyard, and they're going to sell it on eBay. In any event, hey, nice patio chairs there too. Those plastic patio chairs, if they didn't crack, they are worth something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe some neighbors' patio chairs, as they flew away from his backyard, he got some others that came in and deposited themselves in his.
A free Adirondack chair really goes a long way.
It
I don't
does.
think people realize that.
The wooden ones would splinter the plastic, maybe not so much.
Right.
So we discovered that he's going to be without power. So for those of you who enjoy Jersey Joe as the Reaver of Common Sense, oh, shoot, I don't have a display for the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm going to have to put one in here.
Why I oughta.
Hold on. To the moon. So he won't be doing his shows on Monday and Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. So he's not going to be doing a show tomorrow, and then Monday and Friday of next week, he's likely not going to be doing a show unless some kind of a miracle occurs, Deus Ex Machina from someplace. Another interesting point about, if I get to it, I hope I get to it. There's video of Florida's governor just what's the word I'm looking at? Skewering.
Yeah.
I think that's a good word. Skewering Cammy the Cackler, and saying that, I didn't call you. I didn't consult with you because you're basically immaterial. That was awesome. I love the hell out of that.
Yes. Well, and it's one of those things where she tried to interject herself when she didn't need to. And I'm sure you saw this too. Nobody says at all that, hey, we don't want to hear ever from the vice president. But what she kind of did was really make herself more important with her words up front than she needed to. And naturally, that's going to garner a response, especially when you have a major hurricane coming down on you
that she's not involved in, and she's not the president, and she didn't go to a whole bunch of meetings, and she didn't seem to care, and she only seems to care when it is of some kind of political advantage. Now, with that having been said, folks, And Shaun and I spoke about this just briefly before we came on the show. Shaun said, hey, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I went, we're going to talk about, I have this and 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 this, and then I have this and this, and here's what I'm interested in talking to you about, and I have this. And Shaun said, wait, just stop right there. You do know, you fat guy, that you're not going to get to a percentile of those, right?
Right.
Which I said in full concurrence. Yeah, but I'm hoping to. So I'm hoping to be able to get to, because I've got all my stories over here on this side of my beautimous widescreen that Mrs. BZ was kind enough to purchase for me last year, right around Christmas, if I'm not terribly mistaken. I could be, but I'm probably not. And I have all these stories all lined up to talk about. And somewhere in there is Governor Ron DeSantis and his little chatibus about Cami Cackler. But first, before we go, a couple of things I would like to point out. I have the official Halloween lit up pumpkin right here from SHR, from the SHR studios. This is the same damn pumpkin that I brought into the studio during Halloween. It made its trip over 950 miles to a northern free state, and now it has come back to grace, I guess, the top of this desk right here. And I can't, in a way, I got to say, this is weird, but I grok myself. Hey, I see what you're thinking. I think I am in your head. I see, I hear, I saw those little gears turning around, but it's comforting to know that something from the original SHR Media Studios is with me in here, including the little Halloween head right here. That having been said, I want to go to this. You ever seen somebody that does impersonations and they do them really well? I don't know if you've seen this guy, but
yes,
this guy is awesome. So I want to start out with a little humor, and then we're going to go to the Chicago death toll. And then I've got some happy stories.
So happy. Then we're going to dead.
I know they're happy stories, happy little stories like Bob Ross paintings, happy little stories. I can't wait to get to them. This guy is awesome.
I miss it. I miss the Trump speeches. For real though, it was my favorite speech I've ever seen a president give. It was the night the United States killed the leader of ISIS. Trump comes out of the Situation Room at like midnight in the White House, and he walks down that fucking tunnel like and gives a press conference, like he's giving a post-game NBA just killed a guy press conference. He walks up in front of the entire world at midnight and just goes, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. I didn't change one word of that. That's what he opened with. And then he did 40 minutes. The speech is 40 minutes for no reason. It wasn't a prepared speech. He freestyled 40 straight. Not even a speech, just mean shit talk for 40. The meanest shit talk you've ever heard in front of the whole world. Abu, we could hear him crying. I said, Abu, don't cry. Let me tell you something. Abu cried. He cried quite a bit. I wouldn't have cried. Cry baby Baghdadi. That's what we were all calling him.
That guy was awesome.
He did a really good impression. He's been doing it for a while. He's on.
I didn't know that. I'd never seen that guy before. And you know how you're on social media and you just come across, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you don't even remember where it was. This just happened to be on Twitter or X. What the hell? So I played that, and the first time through, because I'd never seen this dude before, I was rolling. I was, it was like one of those things where I'm glad that I wasn't drinking any liquid, especially any kind of a carbonated beverage, because that crap would have gone right out.
It hurts too. That stuff hurts when it comes out.
That stuff is terrible.
Yep.
It's Nashty, Nashty. Speaking of, do I have that? Yeah, I do. Speak of Nashty.
The bloviating Zeppelins, HeyJackass.com, Chicago Death Toll Update. Courtesy of every leftist running that city. From the mayor, police chief, and every autocrat in the 50 wards.
And here we go. HeyJackass.com, HeyJackass.com, illustrating Chicago values, the city of big shoulders, right here. And from HeyJackass.com. October to date, shot and killed 15, total shot and wounded 65, total shot 80, total homicides 15. The week in progress, October 6th to October 12th, shot and killed 5, shot and wounded 31, total shot 36, total homicides 5. Year to date, the big numbers, shot and killed 430, shot and wounded 2,047, total shot 2,477, total homicides 484. Yay, gun control. And in Chicago, a person is shot every 2 minutes and 44 seconds, and a person is murdered every 14 minutes and 2 seconds. Yay, Chicago.
The bloviating Zeppelins, HeyJackass.com Chicago death toll update. Courtesy of every leftist running that city. From the mayor, police chief, and every autocrat in the 50 wards.
And would it surprise everybody that I therefore also happen to have...
It's time for happy stories and good times.
And I have some happy stories.
At Century Arms, we're committed to supporting your freedom, your rights, and your way of life. With generations of craftsmanship and innovation, we proudly provide firearms that embody the spirit of liberty. Introducing the new Sharp Brothers MB-47 rifle, designed for precision, built for strength, and ready for anything. Whether you're on the range or defending what matters most, the MB-47 rifle is where generation meets innovation. For more information, visit us at centuryarms.com now.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
I just love playing this because anybody that watches, the internet sometimes is forever. And this will always be forever in my heart.
My values have not changed.
Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber, they should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, I'm in favor of banning fracking. I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal. I support a mandatory buyback program. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross borders criminals. The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic.
Chipping now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? And I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing.
Yeah, great. Good old Kamala Harris. And she never fails to disappoint.
Bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. Yeah. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Oh, this is where it gets really good.
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yep, there it is.
She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, but a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn.
Dude, come on.
And I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity. And that we as Americans have a beautiful character. We have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business.
We talk about bringing down prices and making life.
Okay, so she talked about lawns and she talked about opportunity, and that's her answer about the economy. but wait, it's just the beginning of the show.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, I should have, I don't know about you. Wouldn't you love to have Micro do voiceovers for your show?
Sometimes I would.
I'd love to have Mike Rowe do something like, but wait.
Oh yeah, no, Mike Rowe would be.
But wait, there's more. And when stories like this continue, Mike Rowe could step in and say, listen to BZ's Saloon, but wait, there's more. And there is more. This is Barack Hussein Obama talking about Cami Cackler, and probably didn't really want this to get out. I've turned this up as much as I possibly could, the volume.
Oh, this is new tonight.
Yeah, I might have to crank up the board here a little bit. It might be a little low. I apologize for that, but it's again like Tuesday night. The volumes is going to be as high as I can make it. I apologize for that up front.
Is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
The brothers.
Comma. Did you see his frown, by the way? He didn't turn his frown upside down.
He did not turn his frown upside down.
And it appears that the brothers are responsible for not being quite as excited about Cami the Cackler as everybody else is. I have another happy story. If you guys can take the happiness, I'll provide it. Here's another one. This guy is named Sir Major Page. As opposed to Major Tom, that was in the 70s. This guy is now in 2024.
Page.
Ex-BLM leader sentenced to federal prison. Yeah, this is great. And look at this guy. Yeah, he's a black leader. He's a black BLM leader. The former head of BLM of Greater Atlanta has been sentenced to prison on charges of, fraud and money laundering. So his name is Sir Major Page. Oh, come on. That's not his real name. Tyree Conyers Page was sentenced to serve 42 months in prison in Ohio on Thursday. So what he did is he took money donated to BLM through Facebook and used it for travel and personal items and a home in Toledo, Ohio.
You can't do that?
Wait, isn't that similar to somebody else we know who was the head of BLM? I think it's remarkably similar. Let's continue because I do have a ton of these tonight. This is a good story. This guy has been sued about every time he steps outside by Colorado. And this guy is named Jack Phillips. I think this is his fourth or fifth suit at one point. This is from Fox News. Colorado Supreme Court dismisses lawsuit against Christian Baker, who refused. Wait a minute. Where's my producer? Who refused to bake a trans cake. See, if I had a producer, that's what you would have heard, but you didn't hear it because I don't have a producer.
Fair enough.
Colorado Supreme Court dismissed yet another case. This
isn't the first one.
No, which is a really applicable phrase. Tuesday against Masterpiece Cake Shop owner Jack Phillips, who's a Christian dude. He's a baker. He's been the target of several lawsuits over the past 12 years. Every time this guy steps outside and turns around, he's slapped in the face with a lawsuit. The latest lawsuit accused him of discriminating against a transgender attorney. Now, that wasn't a setup or anything, was it? Huh?
Huh?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink,
Wink,
nudge,
wink,
nudge.
nudge, nudge. Say no more.
Yeah, say no more. For refusing to bake a custom cake celebrating their gender transition. So ADF, the lawyer who is the ADF does some cool stuff. The Alliance Defending Freedom. They first defended him back in 2012, and he was sued for refusing to bake a custom cake celebrating a same-sex wedding because it violated his religious convictions. So there is some justice in this world, and it is a happy story. Now we continue on to Breitbart. And people say, oh, this isn't true. And Trump is such a terrible guy. And Trump is a racist. Well, if Trump is a racist, then 6 out of 10 people in America are racists. Here's from Breitbart. NPR poll, mainstream voters favor deporting all illegal immigrants by 6 in 10. Not just kind of, usher them out, give them some money, pat them on the poo-poos and let them go away. Almost 2/3 of registered voters agreed that all illegal migrants, invaders, as far as I'm concerned, should be deported, according to a Marist poll of 1,628 adults conducted. This is the best part of the entire story. This poll was conducted for the Pro-Migration National Public Radio Network, NPR. So basically, the people who responded to this NPR poll shoved it in NPR's face and said, yeah, 6 out of 10 people, all illegal invaders, need to go. Most Ricky Tick. Here's some fear, and I'll talk about this with Shaun after this story because there's a caveat here. This is from Fox News. Dem strategists fret Harris's sugar high is over. If you're not nervous, you're not paying attention. I'm scared to death, Democratic strategist James Carville said Wednesday. Well, if you don't know, James Carville has already been taken to task numerous times for not being on board the Democrat wagon 24/7, 365, all the time. And you're such a defeatist, Carville. Well, he's actually more of a realist. And he's trying to inject some reality into the discussion that's being conducted by leftists. So Democrat strategists are calling on the Harris campaign to get more aggressive amidst concerns her early momentum, spurred largely by Harris's debate performance and the DNC, the convention, has waned due to a number of factors. Carville said he's scared to death. If you're not nervous, you're not paying attention, said former Harris communication director Jamal Simmons. Now, David Axelrod, big leftist guy, widely regarded as the political mastermind behind Obama, recognized that Harris has a great launch right through the convention and the debate, but he acknowledged the race has plateaued. Well, this is where I stop right here with a caveat. And Shaun, you could weigh in too. The caveat being, don't let this stuff. Oh, wait, there you are. Did I take you off?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm actually working on something. I apologize.
Okay. All right, that's okay. But the caveat being that, as you and I have both said, the other point of this, the goal is it's like Han Solo. Don't get cocky, kid. And to the Republicans, don't get cocky, kid. Don't think that the Democrats are going to tell you and leftists are going to tell you one of two things. Wait, do that again. One of two things. That's a visual. Thank God I'm on video. First, they're going to say, you don't need to show up to the polls because the Democrats are already so far behind.
Oh, yes.
That your vote really isn't. It's just going to be like piling on, like playing football. It's 107-3, and you're just piling on. Just take your win, be humble, and go home. Or they're going to tell you, we are kicking your ass so bad that even if you do show up to vote, it won't mean a thing because we have this in hand. You're just stupid. You're a rube. You're ugly. Your mother doesn't dress you right. She never did. Bibs never looked good on you anyway. Stay away from the polls because we've got it. And your vote, your cash ain't nothing but trash.
Right.
And your poll, your vote, not going to mean a thing.
Well, look, I've been harping on this every single time somebody puts out a poll this week, especially where they're like, oh, it's Trump +2 in Pennsylvania, or Trump plus whatever here. And I'm just like, don't matter.
Yeah. Whatever.
Don't care. Don't matter. Ignore it all. Foot in the gas. Don't stop. Everybody goes. We all vote. Full throttle, dump the nitrous in. Do not pay attention to any of that shit because
maybe
I do not want to hear the term, it was another red wave.
No. Red wave, red tsunami.
Got a bitch.
Just stop.
Yep.
Stop with that.
We don't need any of that.
That's enough. And I've said this most every time on the show. I'm this old. My civics teacher.
How old?
Mr. Harms, that old. In the 60s, my civics teacher, and this is the only thing I remember from him, don't know why, but it's applicable today, is Democrats don't win elections. True in the 60s, true now.
It's still very
why
true
I
now.
still retain that information, I have no damn idea. Democrats don't win elections. Republicans lose them.
Yep.
This I emphasize, italicize, I bold, and underline. This election is ours to lose. The only way we make any kind of a statement is to get everybody in to vote. Anyway, anyhow, that's legal, do it.
Yep. Everybody goes. Give rides, help each other out. Doesn't matter.
Hell yeah. Take people in to register now. You're running up against the wall in terms of being able to register to vote. In some states, it's over. You may not be able to do that in your state. If you haven't registered yet, shame on you, especially if you're a Republican or a conservative, because that fills out the Democrats' great plan is to have you be complacent. And just,
and I don't want to hear you complain either.
No.
And that sounds, I don't want to be a jerk when I say that, but I'm like, this is something we ran into in 2022. How many people didn't show up? I'm firmly believing that if everybody showed up that was supposed to show up in 2022 and didn't listen to the whole red wave bullshit, that we would have been successful in the midterms.
At Century Arms, we're committed to supporting your freedom, your rights, and your way of life. With generations of craftsmanship and innovation, we proudly provide firearms that embody the spirit of liberty. Introducing the new Sharp Brothers MB-47 rifle, designed for precision, built for strength, and ready for anything. Whether you're on the range or defending what matters most, the MB-47 rifle is where generation meets innovation. For more information, visit us at centuryarms.com now.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Gosh,
the only thing that lost the midterms in 2022 is complacency. Plain and simple. It was complacency. People got comfortable. That's it.
And they thought, well, my vote, they don't really need it. You're playing into the Democrat hands when your mindset goes in that direction. That's a direction we don't need it to move. We don't need it to go. So
agreed.
The only way that this stuff is going to win, that we're going to win, is if we take this seriously. Because as has been said most every election, and it's no different this time, this is for all the marbles.
Yes,
the reason I say that is because if you like Trump, okay, mean tweets, mean X, whatever, But you like what he did, the results. And I had gotten to the point where I said, I don't care what this guy says. I go by deeds, not words. And what did he do for America, for the United States? Well, what he did is he pissed away his salary. He didn't take one being president. He took a huge hit on his businesses, lost an ass ton of money, and still came through for this country. And he is despised. He is the subject of a soft coup. As I say and have said since 2016, it was a soft coup on a presidential candidate. It was a soft coup on a presidential nominee. It was a soft coup on a president-elect, and it was a continuing soft coup on a sitting president in the Oval Office. That's how it rolled. Don't stay home. I mean, if your county, if your state allows you, like mine, it says after October 15th, if you want, you can vote early. Fat Boy is going to get his ass over to the election office and vote early so that my vote is immured. And so in some places, in some counties, states, you can track your ballot if you want. Do not track your ballot if that's possible. Do that. If they allow you to mail something in, mail something in. If you don't like any of that, that's cool. Go in and vote. Don't sit down whenever it's open. Go into your local polls and either push that Chad or circle that button or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is. Do it.
Go ahead and do that. So here's another happy story as well. And this is happy because Doug Emhoff he's a man's man. As everybody said, he's part of the Me Too movement, right? Sure. And so Doug Emhoff faces explosive new allegations. This is in addition to, he said, from his time at a top LA law firm. Now, this is from dailymail.com. I apologize for all the ads and the pop-ups. And all the distracting crap. But
don't apologize.
You can't use an ad blocker in this thing, which is what I use for everything that I possibly can. Kamala Harris, her husband was inappropriate and misogynistic at work, his former colleagues tell dailymail.com. So attorneys that work for Dougie at his former Fernley Fern.
We went down to the Ferny Fern.
We went down to the fjords and the Fern.
The fjords.
Says he yelled expletives, held a men-only cocktail. What?
Say what?
Hour in the office. Revoked work perks for women who didn't flirt with him. Took only young, attractive associates in a limousine to a ball. Yeah, I know. I'm stunned. Stunned, I tell you.
I am flabbergasted.
Stunned. Gobsmacked.
Perplexed.
I like gobsmacked. A 2019 lawsuit also claimed sex discrimination by other partners in the LA office Emhoff ran. And while engaged to Harris, he hired an unqualified part-time model as a legal secretary because she was young, she was attractive, and friendly with the powerful men in the office. Imagine that. So the claims are the latest in a string of allegations.
You're misunderstanding him totally.
I think I'm not. Somehow I'm missing his intent. There's the spirit of the law, and there's the letter of the law, and there's something in between. I'm letting something fall through the cracks.
There's something you're missing.
Damn it. So the claims are the latest in a string of allegations revealed by the Daily Mail that threaten to shatter Emhoff's image, heavily promoted by the Harris presidential campaign, of a feminist ally and a wife guy and a guy that supports Me Too.
You knew this was coming.
Yeah. Because here's the kicker. I'm not going to go through the rest of the story. Don't have time. Blah, blah, blah. Damn it, Jim. I missed the break. I'll do it at the top of the hour.
I was going to say.
I just get so into this stuff because they are great, happy stories. And again, thanks for listening to me tonight, folks, and watching. This is the perfect kicker to the story. In August, dailymail.com revealed The Los Angeles lawyer, Emhoff Deggy, cheated on his first wife and got his daughter's grade school teacher / nanny pregnant. Wait a minute. If I had a
who hasn't
producer,
done that though?
you would have heard and got his grade school teacher / nanny pregnant. But I don't have a producer, so let's continue.
Easy. Who hasn't done that?
I know. Nobody I know.
As long as we're clear on that.
Yeah, nobody I know. I think I mentioned this in a previous story. I'll gloss over it again. Like the 51 intelligence official professionals.
Intelligence. Did you hold on? You're moving off Emhoff.
Oh, you want to go back?
You covered the knocking up of the school teacher.
Right.
You covered his hiring practice. Did you cover the third thing and I missed it?
Well, first there was the he yelled at people. He held cocktails only for men. He took women to the ball in a limousine, only the young ones, only the good-looking ones. He had a 2019 lawsuit. I think that's 2 or 3 now.
Okay. The one where he slapped the hell out of his girlfriend?
Oh, damn it, Jim.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Keep the audience entertained for just a moment because I have video of that happening. Okay.
Of it happening?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen video of it happening. I just read the Daily Mail story.
I know. Yeah. It was so good.
Are we sure it happened
on
video?
Oh, I have it if I can find here. Let me take this.
I'll tell you right now, this is all news to me.
Okay, so
and I'm not being funny and I'm not killing time. I'm not doing that thing. I legitimately did not know this.
No, let me see if I can find it in my appropriate folders because I saved it. Shoot. Here we go. That, and we'll go down here because I got a lot of videos that I keep because they disappear. Oh, are you serious? I didn't keep this one.
No.
Oh, this can't be.
Well, I'm just going to share my screen for a second because while everybody else was being a grown up about this.
Okay.
I did the next best thing and I was memeing. So this is my meme.
Okay.
And I know you can't read all the words, but you got to remember this story dropped the day after he did the Jen Psaki interview where she's talking about how he is reshaping masculinity, right? That was like the mind-boggling aspect of it for me, where she was like, oh, you're totally reshaping masculinity. And that's what they were all saying. And then the next day is when the Daily Mail was like, oh, by the way, when he was in France at the Cannes Film Festival leaving, he was intoxicated and his girlfriend at the time talked to another man and he responded by backhanding her so hard it spun her around. Totally reshaping masculinity. And so the meme, it says, what's your attitude about women? Doug's attitude about women is knock them up or knock them out. That's his too obvious approach.
It's I cannot find it now.
What's making
I will find it over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
I just don't have the time to do it right now. The train must keep a rolling.
I'll tell you, BZ, what makes me most frustrated about that is, look, Trump talked about on a bus with another TV personality while he was describing how some females in Hollywood act.
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canik, superior firearms.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And they tried to hang him for it, and he didn't do it. They talk like he did it. He didn't do it, right? There's outside of the Jean Carroll story, which everybody knows. Everybody knows the reality behind that.
She's a nutcase.
If Melania, let's flip this around. If Melania, say, beat an ex-boyfriend in public at one of her modeling events, wouldn't that be plastered everywhere? Everywhere. And you know it was because remember how bad they shit on her when she decorated the White House, which, by the way, was a beautiful decoration. But the fact that everybody in the Me Too movement and all that other crap is ignoring this. They talk about women's rights, and today's actual Natural Woman Day, right? Today's one of those days where it's Natural Woman Day, like XX chromosome, the whole 9 yards, and they're ignoring it. And it's so frustrating after all these years of doing this to see mainstream media throw it in your face how goddamn jaded they are. It's so mind-boggling. It's so aggravating. It shows you what true filth they are and how the only standard they have is to remain in power or keep their allegiance with the people in power and who they want to be in power.
Well, I wasn't going to get to this, but since you mentioned that, after Emhoff, perhaps this would be a good time to, let's see if I have this. Oh yeah, I do. To play this Real Women's Day, you said? Okay. Yeah. Here's one.
Today at the pharmacy. And I'm not saying men can't look like this because please go off, kings. But I'm not doing damage to masculinity. I think y'all are when you serve me, when you call me a man, right? I'm not a man.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Would you rather use someone's preferred pronouns or go to jail?
Jail.
Right to jail.
The idea, if I'm saying I'm proud of being American means that I'm free and sovereign. Most importantly, I'm free to say what I want, even if it makes your blood boil. And what your beliefs are don't get to affect my beliefs, as long as my beliefs don't affect your ability to live freely. But if how you believe you to be then affects my ability to think and to be able to speak, you've crossed that line of what it means to be free. So no, I can't answer that because I wouldn't be going to jail. I would be fighting the system that would be trying to force me to use those pronouns. Pardon.
So basically, for those of you who may not know, that's Tim Kennedy. And Tim Kennedy was in the military. I think, Shaun, was he not in special forces? Something like that.
Believe so.
And so he's saying that essentially says to me.
Wrong way.
Oh, that's okay. Just kill me. Go ahead. Just take me.
I was trying to. There we go.
So your mental instability is nothing that I am here to support in any way, shape, or form. Since we're talking about that, and it's Real Men's Day, how about another instance of a real man? This is a real man in the military.
The military be so silly with their rules. Why did I just get in trouble for having a pink lunchbox?
I don't know.
And then I got in trouble for wearing lip gloss. Yeah. Yeah. And God forbid I wear some mascara. Oh, they'd be so mad. God forbid I wear mascara.
So there's a good American right there. There's a good American soldier. I have one more for Real Women's Day. Let us continue. By the way, this is an actual teacher in a public school. And this is, I'm sure, why people love public schools, right?
Okay. So today I had a conversation with a student and she was ranting because she couldn't quite understand how no one else in class, my classes or in the school, has noticed or commented either or about the fact that I have a chest now. I'm small for most women, especially because they're my size.
Right.
They're just barely technically B cups. I've been on hormones about a year, difference from most trans women. I'm bigger, so I have more body fat for my body to work with, to move around, to make things happen.
That's important.
So I kind of have a cheat code that way.
Okay, I think I've heard enough of this unit. So they are simply wonderful representatives of Natural Women's Day. So thank you for bringing that up, Sackhead Shaun.
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability, because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canic, superior firearms.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I appreciate it. So always indebted to the individual who's a wonderful guy, and I didn't get to this. Here's another happy story, and it goes hand in hand with the 51 intelligence guys. 200 plus former generals and admirals endorse Trump. I covered that before. Let's move on. This is happy, and I would like to have your input on this. I just saw this, wasn't aware of it before I got on, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes before I saw this and went, now that's a story that really does make you go, This is from Responsible Statecraft, and as you might guess, Responsible Statecraft leans just a bit to port. UK to return Chagos Islands, but secretive U.S. base will remain. Well, what U.S. base are we talking about? The home de los B-52s, which is for Diego Garcia. And this is the sub-headline. Oh, no, those evil Americans' sovereignty takes a backseat to unwavering pursuit of American primacy because all we did is save the entire planet following World War II.
Right. That's all.
Damn the U.S. So the UK agreed last week to return the Chagos Islands. It's a remote archipelago in the Indian Ocean to the African nation of Mauritius. After buying the islands and forcibly removing its native inhabitants in the late 1960s to make way for a U.S. military base. Projection of power. Okay. And again, I grok that concept because, we're only going to be using it for us. We would never be using it for anybody else because we're just mean and evil that way. The agreement will not spell the end, however, of American military presence on the islands. In fact, the only condition of the UK's deal with Mauritius is that the U.S. must be allowed to continue its base's operation on the Chagosian island of Diego Garcia for the next 99 years. Cue the protests. So the protests. Oh, yeah, I know. Were you thinking that there were not going to be any protests? Shame on you for thinking there weren't going to be any protests. What do I have? I got about 5 minutes. I think I can. Oh, yeah, I can easily get this in. So, any thoughts or ideas? Can you Can you?
Can you?
Actually do a break at the top of the hour, because I'm sure many people here need to go pee-pee and poo-poo. And
I need a break.
Yeah. So
I'm over here sweating, heavy lifting.
I know.
Stressful. It's
See, my face is matching my shirt.
It's funny because I've been trying to figure out how to get us to be able to broadcast live to Spreaker again. So you go ahead. And
I thought you told me that Spreaker doesn't do that anymore.
So here's the thing. In order to get a Windows, the Windows Studio app, you have to actually email them. I have it.
Oh, okay. So if you ask them,
yes,
then apparently they'll accede to your wishes, but you have to know to ask them to have that occur in the first place.
No, you just got to be a little bit smarter than the average bear. But what I'm gonna do is, and I've been working this out because I just had somebody ask me about it, and is I am just going to use my tablet here to feed Spreaker on the final mix down for the show on a 3mm line, and I'll just run that separately.
Okay.
And I don't even have to worry about doing anything.
And here's why I think that's important for those who have not been following. I'm hoping that you know the story about SHR, and you know the story about the Sackheads radio show, which originally started not with me, but with Shaun and Sackheads Clint. What year did you guys start? 2013,
2013, yeah.
Right around there. And you started in somebody's bathroom or a closet or something like that had no servers, as far as I was concerned, or knew.
Nothing. We started literally in my living room with a small laptop and a headset. We shared a single headset style mic as we talked for the podcast.
So like you went, okay, I can hear this. Okay, Clint, can you hear? Okay, how about me? Okay, Clint, can you hear? You did it something like that.
Exactly. So yeah, we would hold it between us and just hand it back and forth.
So Clint and Shaun continued doing the Sackheads show until, let's see, when did I get there? I got there in 2016. I retired in 2016. I met Sackhead Shaun at a Starbucks that
mid 2016-ish.
Yeah, that Wendy on X laughed at when I told her that story about the Starbucks. And I was allowed to carry their suitcases to Freedom Fest that year.
Oh, you just told this story.
No, I know. And so I didn't get my own show until January of 2017. And then it's interesting because I got the show back in January of this year. But up until that point, I was not present. I was not an official Sackheads member. It was Shaun and Clint who were the originating members of SHR, Sackheads Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, in its true purest form, it was just audio.
Yes.
And
you
guys got out to on audio only, no video.
Yep. And we weren't even on any of the big at the time, any of the big podcasts. I know we're 2 minutes from a break, and I'm sorry that we went down this road. We started on a little thing called Blog Talk Radio, which still exists. I don't know how it's around. Then we went to Libsyn. We were at Live 365 for a while. And then there was another one in there, and we found Spreaker, and Spreaker is where the majority of our time was at.
Yeah, but it was audio only. And then I found out, I got here, I got a show, and then our equipment got better, our mics got better, and boards and all that kind of stuff. In the meantime,
and cameras,
our audio did get better. And then Shaun was able to wangle in video. But I always, when I used to give out my email, I would get emails from people using FNS words, but I'd also get emails from truckers saying, hey, thanks for the late night show because I listened to you in the truck. You know,
overnight.
It's illegal to watch a TV or anything like that. So that's why I think somehow if we can get back to Spreaker and make it audio only.
Yeah.
Or
I'm working on that.
At least make that an option for the people that just want to listen, maybe in their cars.
I'll tell you right now,
I think that's a great idea.
What I do with all the shows right now is I manually rip the video from the audio and I upload the audio so it's going. But if I can figure this out and I'll tell you how to do it, then we can feed directly to Spreaker and there's no questions asked. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing. And with that, folks, I'm going to go here. It's time for El Breako. That's break, take a break in Spanish. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. I think we'll both be right back.
Well, I'll be right back.
I'll be
Conservative
back.
media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, are you guys listening? This is Shannon from Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM on SHR Media. I know you've been wondering where we are and what's been going on. Well, folks, that's right. We're back. So please join us 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday on SHR Media, on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and Facebook Live at 11 a.m. on Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM at Facebook. You don't want to miss a minute. We've got lots of guests, lots of segments, and lots of interesting things. And let's face it, there's nowhere for you to go, so you might as well tune in. Again, Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM. We're back live on the air on SHR Media, 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday, audio and Facebook Live, audio and video. Yes, we are going to do video. Facebook Live, Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM. Hope to see you soon.
Want to make an immediate difference in the life of a critically ill child? You have the ability to do that right now. Make a donation to Dream Makers for Life, the organization that restores dreams to seriously ill children and their families. You can sponsor a dream pack for a child, which contains a clear PVC backpack, a dry erase board adventure coloring book, a journal, and dry erase markers to inspire a critically ill child to envision a future adventure and hope. Want to become a dream maker for life yourself? Go to dreamforlife.org. That's dreamforlife.org. Help a child. Help a family. There is always hope.
Unleashed Jeremy Hansen, the most explosive pro-American podcast on the planet. Pro-MAGA, pro-Trump, pro-conservative. Come join the resistance. Fight for what really matters in America. 5 p.m. Central on UJHLive.com, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Pandora, or MAGAbook.com. Come join the resistance and fight for America. Unleashed Jeremy Hansen.
Do you value yourself, your family, your friends? Want to know more about how to survive, thrive, and stay alive in these dynamic times? Listen to Around the Campfire with Kate, Thursday nights and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, only on PSN TV. That's Around the Campfire with Kate. News that nobody in the MSM wants to report. Remember, train hard, train smart to survive, thrive, and stay alive.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the BZ's Saloon, BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show. Thanks so kindly for watching tonight. I have some folks in YouTube chat. I have some folks in Rumble chat. If you're new to the show, thank you very, very much for being here. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I get more vodka. And like I say, Sackhead Shaun knows that I run on heavy, heavy fuel. And it's...
At Century Arms, we're committed to supporting your freedom, your rights, and your way of life. With generations of craftsmanship and innovation, we proudly provide firearms that embody the spirit of liberty. Introducing the new Sharp Brothers MB-47 rifle, designed for precision, built for strength, and ready for anything. Whether you're on the range or defending what matters most, the MB-47 rifle is where generation meets innovation. For more information, visit us at centuryarms.com now.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
High octane.
It's very high octane fuel.
You're like a race car that only runs on the extra high octane.
That's right.
You know how
it's
you know how they
racing
have
fuel.
It's
120 octane, and that's what makes me roll. That's what makes me.
Ethanol and gasoline. It's 104, and it comes from a special can.
Thank you.
I have a surprise for you.
Can?
Oh yeah, you get the good Sunoco. Oh, the racing
bottle. If you're gonna do, I pour it into the bottle so that I recognize the label.
Right. Right. That's no, I'll ignore the 55-gallon drum I saw in your garage that one time.
Okay.
Which I didn't even know Kettle One made those. I was really impressed with that. It had to have been a Costco, but actually, do you remember
back when I had money?
I don't know if they still do this, but I remember a couple of years ago they were selling bottles of Jack at Costco. Barrels of Jack, the wooden barrels of Jack Daniels at Costco.
Wowzer.
Yeah. They were doing that a couple of years ago. It's been a while since I'd seen it, but you can get everything at Costco.
Most impressive. Well, before we were so rudely interrupted by a break, so the people
I have a surprise
go
for you, though.
To the electric winkle chamber, one each. We were talking about the value of being on Spreaker, and Sackhead's Shaun.
Yes, that's me.
Right here, to my right, your left, was working on bringing the show to Spreaker so that people, if they happen to be in their cars and they want to listen live, just audio.
Yep. You can download it on iTunes or Apple Podcast.
They're friends of the show and they want to listen to the show. They can listen to it in the radio.
And like I said, all the shows are actually on there now. We've been uploading them for about the last month. So the last month of shows are all up there. I've been putting them up. I've been ripping the audio and putting them up, but hopefully this will streamline it. And you'll be able to listen live too on Spreaker if you want. If you can't do the video thing,
way cool.
Put on your AirPods and whatever, you can do it. So I'm working on that, but I was actually trying to get it up and running while we were on the air, and I realized I don't have the right adapter handy, so I'll have to do it in a couple days.
Damn it, Jim.
That's all right. I already ordered the adapter. I do have a surprise for you, BZ, though, because I know you love stuff like this. I'm going to share this.
Like Mrs. BZ knows, I love surprises.
Oh, it's your favorite. So you know how Kamala loves her accents?
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, there it is. This is the one I want. This is the one I want.
Your family.
Wait. I want to play it from the beginning.
Okay.
She's on Univision. And as you know, Univision is primarily spoken in Spanish.
Spanish language network.
They have a translator for people from English to Spanish so Kamala can understand. That's fair. It doesn't matter. Listen to how she responds to this gentleman, though, because as we know, Kamala is a chameleon. And just listen, close your eyes and listen.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question. And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Can you imagine?
Okay. Right. Now, did you screw with that video?
No, that's her.
Oh, okay. Wait.
That's
okay.
tonight. That just happened.
Okay. Do me a favor. Roll that back.
Okay.
Can you roll it back?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Listen again, folks.
And go.
First of all, thank you for the question. And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Busy.
All righty then.
Busy.
Yeah.
You're a man of this world. You've been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
You've watched a little bit of politics here and there, right?
There and here.
What is that called? I think it's
echolalia.
Yeah, but what is it when you don't even realize that you're being so pandering, and almost mimicking somebody's accent?
You don't mean the M word, do you? Do you mean the M word? You don't mean the M word? Do you mean the M word?
I do.
Mocking? Are you mocking me?
Yes. So the other night she was on having a beer with Colbert. She had like a Jamaican accent.
Miller High Life. I remember
Miller
that.
High Life, the champagne of
My
beers.
favorite ever since she touched it.
She had the Spanish accent. we have seen her pull out the Southern accent, the urban black accent, the very, very white accent.
Yeah. Hispanic. Did she do Hispanic?
No, she just did Hispanic tonight. She's on Univision. Is your family okay?
Wait
Are you
a
okay?
minute. Is that the point you're trying to make?
Yes. Can you imagine if a conservative started mocking the accent of people in a interview or in a town hall?
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canic, superior firearms.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Wait.
Is
Isn't
your
that
family
then?
okay?
It's the M word, but it's the P word also, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it with like similar to, not exactly like pandering?
Isn't it also kind of borderline, I don't know, racist? Insulting. Yep, that's another good one. That's a big I word. I don't understand. I don't get how this shit gets a pass. I don't. And I'm sorry I cussed. I know we're trying. I don't get it. I don't understand how this gets a pass. This is so blatant. And I get it. Look, the amount of Hispanic and Latino voters that have come to the conservative side this year is expected to be large.
Yeah.
One of the largest turnouts that they've ever got. I understand why Hispanic and Latinos are upset, especially the religious Catholic ones, right? I get it. I get it. But for the remainder, the ones who are still voting Democrat, the ones who they call Donald Trump a racist, they call him a bigot, they call him all of these things. He's not walking out on Spanish language television saying, is your family okay? Are you okay? Because if they did, he'd be dragged out of there, and rightfully so, right? That's insulting.
Yeah.
Right? You're mocking the accent that Hispanic Latinos, and you're not doing it in jest, right? It's not like somebody's like in the middle of a comedy act. It's not like me doing it, making fun of her doing it, where it's like lighthearted and meant to prove a point. She's trying to be a chameleon. She's trying to fit in. That's sincere to her. That is how AstroTurf, I've been saying this on social media, and I'm going to write an article tomorrow, I think, about how AstroTurf Kamala Harris is. She's a Manchurian candidate. Everything about her is made up. She has never had a thought of her own since she's entered into politics. What has happened?
Wait, go back one sentence, because that's what that deserves.
She's never had a thought of her own? Yeah. No. She's been groomed since a young lawyer for this position, right? She was groomed by Willie. Willie brought her up to the state level. She was groomed at the state level to become a senator. All of these advisors, all of these Democrats that are constantly, this is why she can flip-flop on so many different things at the drop of a hat, because she's done it her whole career. Because once she's locked into one thing and whoever is in charge walks by and says, hey, we're doing this now, she just parlays right into it. She doesn't question because she doesn't have any scruples. So she's AstroTurf. She is fabricated. She is not a real person, which is why when she gets asked questions, she freezes when she's in public places, right? And this goes back to why she is tanking so bad right now with the general public, because all of these years, she has been told what to do. And now she thinks because she's the boss that she doesn't have to listen to those advisors and those people around her. And we all know who is, oh, look, Elon Musk is here in our chat room. We all know that she thinks she's smarter than everybody else in the room.
I'm sending a message to Elon because I really like him. So I'm welcoming him to the chat room.
Yeah, he must be on his alt account. What are you
trying to say?
This one only has 1,000 followers instead of his millions. But she's always been told what to do. And now she thinks she's so damn smart. She thinks that she has all this figured out. She's not listening to the people that she used to listen to, Barack, Pelosi, all those other people that are telling her what to say, how to think, and what to act. Now she thinks she's in charge. And she's lost because she doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
Let me make an observation. And I was going to go here, but you said a word. Mm-hmm. And essentially what you've been saying for the past minute or so isn't that typical, or can't you say that that's just about the definition of an actor? An actor is provided lines, an actor is provided a stage, a set. Mm-hmm. There's a director. There's someone who gaffs the electrical and provides the lights. And then there's a producer who funds everything. And then when you get an actor in front of some kind of an interview and expected to provide some kind of an extemporaneous dialogue, they poop their pants. So that's similar to the definition of an actor.
She's a Manchurian candidate. If you look at the Webster's dictionary for Manchurian candidates, a person who is not loyal to or who harms their own country or political party because they're under the control or influence of another country or party. She is under the influence of the elites. She is under the influence of those people who want to still be in control. And she is not. She's a Manchurian candidate. She has been groomed to be this.
She's a product to be marketed. And she was from the very beginning.
Yes, 100%. And I know people think, well, Manchurian candidate, it's another country. No, it's just another party.
No.
And whatever that party is, who that person is not her. She is not making her own decisions, which is why she has flip-flopped 1,000 times on everything.
She's a chameleon, as you indicated earlier in the show. What I'd like to do now is, I was just aware of this, again, just before the show. This came from the Hodge twins. And I'll play it, and then I'd like your thoughts and opinion on this. So there we go. Let's see if I can play this.
And then also from that video, I started getting a lot of messages to my Instagram from actual aircraft commanders, squadron commanders.
No kidding.
I had a squadron commander from North Carolina.
Okay, now the guy that's the host is Shaun Ryan. I don't know the other guy that he's talking to, this person with the beard.
Reach out to me. They had to load a C-17 full of supplies just to take a photo op for Kamala. And they never sent the bird.
Wait a minute, what?
They loaded an entire C-17 full of supplies for the hurricane victims just for Kamala to go there, take a photo, take a video, and they never sent the C-17. It was just a full.
Serious?
Yeah, and that was a National Guard, North Carolina National Guard unit. That was a 06 that reached out to me. And then I had another.
He reached out to you to tell you that they did a photo op and with the intention of never sending.
It was just a photo op. And then also from that video, I started getting a lot of messages.
So I found this very interesting. The big question, and when I put it out on social media, I had to use kind of the if-then thing, which is, if this is true, then This is a startling revelation that should be that should light up social media and the news for at least all of next week. And people need to hear this. However, how many people are going to carry this? How many news organizations are going to carry
Zero.
this? Will Fox carry this? Oh, hell no.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Newsmax,
No,
perhaps,
maybe.
obviously, Shaun Ryan. Now, the only way this is going to get legs is if social media takes it and runs with it, and it becomes so big, so huge, such a mastodon.
A Zeppelin, if you will.
A Zeppelin, if you will. Thank you very much. I'm just wearing a red t-shirt. So huge and mastodonic. See, I just made up a new word there.
Mastodonic.
Yeah. See,
I used to do that a ton when I was a kid.
Yeah. Listen, I had that, but I got better. That's right after the leprosy.
Yeah.
But it becomes so big and so huge that you almost can't ignore it. So I played this tonight with the if-then caveat so that folks can see it, because that's our jobs. That's my job, and that's Sackhead Shaun's job, to let you see things, and then you draw your own conclusions. Do you believe it? Do you think it's bull? What do you think? What do you hear?
Suss it out yourself, as the kids say.
Yeah, I'm going to trust you to be the adult on this bus and make your decisions for your life. And if you want, you can call me full of crap. You can call Shaun Ryan full of crap. We'll see if this has legs. We'll see where it goes. But I just wanted to make sure that I let people know about it here first. And maybe it turns out to be crap. Don't know. Just going to wait and see.
And here's the problem. Everything about that response with Helene was so jacked up that at this point, can you be shocked?
At Century Arms, we're committed to supporting your freedom, your rights, and your way of life. With generations of craftsmanship and innovation, we proudly provide firearms that embody the spirit of liberty. Introducing the new Sharp Brothers MB-47 rifle, designed for precision, built for strength, and ready for anything. Whether you're on the range or defending what matters most, the MB-47 rifle is where generation meets innovation. For more information, visit us at centuryarms.com now.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
You know, and I get it, that I absolutely get the fact that there are people that will take advantage of that. Like, I know that there is probably some people out there taking advantage of how poor their response was, that they are probably getting some attention to themselves. That being said, you do not go on a podcast of that size and make an allegation that big, knowing that every part of your reputation will be absolutely destroyed when it's verified that you're lying, right? It just will. So I believe there has to be some accuracy to this.
There's also a part, and you and I have a story. I come from a military family. And
I thought you were going to say I was a middle-class child. I was about to start laughing.
No, I know. Damn it. If I'd been thinking, I would have said that.
I grew up in a middle-class family.
Proving again that I am not in accordance with God's great plan, at least in terms of podcasters. So I didn't serve in the military. I come from a military family. I spent about 41 and a half years in law enforcement instead. That's where I did my service, even though up until me, the members of my family, the BZ family, have historically been involved in the military.
All
But
the
having said
seniors
that,
went.
I've always been around military. I've always been around Air Force personnel, and I have an acclimatization of the military, and I know a little bit of their jargon, and I kind of like, when your spidey sense goes off, and especially you and I were both cops, and you and I had spidey sense, and you and I wouldn't be here unless our spidey sense worked a whole bunch
Correct.
of times.
Correct.
And that's kind of like the smell test, and you look at this guy over here that I just played, and he's on Shaun Ryan's show, as you said. So that lends some
Credence to his
veracity,
story.
some
Yeah.
credence to the story. And then I look at this guy, I look at his physicality, I look at his age. He's a little bit beyond a young war age male or a wham. So he's probably served. And again, I don't know who this guy is. This is just an excerpt from the show. But he's using jargon and a presence that indicates to me that there very well could be some truth to what it is that he's saying.
Yes.
So I saw this. In other words, what I'm getting down to is I saw this, played it, listened to it, watched it, and I didn't out of hand completely dismiss it and say, I'm not going to play that tonight. It's bullshit.
Well, no, and I think that's the point I was trying to make is everything leading into this says that there's credibility to this, and there is enough. And look, I said on my show the other day, there were text messages getting released in the pararescue community that they weren't being sent out to do stuff. There were emails. I think it was the 101st Airborne. Who's right there in North Carolina? Is it the 101st or the 82nd? It's the 101st.
I think it's the 101st Airborne.
Yeah, 101st. They had a group chat going around where they're like, hey, why aren't we being deployed? We could really help here. So there was a lot of, and then there's some emails sent out today saying, hey, North Carolina's in charge of the response. It was on a federal level. I saw that earlier too. Essentially, it looks like we're trying to pass the buck as to why the response was so slow. So I don't have any reason to doubt this guy, and I don't until it's one of those things. Until somebody proves him wrong, I'm going to go with his story, because at this point, FEMA and feds and everybody else in mainstream media has lied aplenty. Don't care. It's everybody's to the point. And we've said it on our show a million times with sackheads, and I say it still on mine, is if I'm wrong, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
I can make an allegation because this is America. I have the First Amendment. The First Amendment is backed by the Second Amendment, which is why they're trying to kill both. Kill the second and you can kill the first. That said,
second protects the first.
I get to have an opinion. I get to opine, as an attorney once accused me of. So you sit on the stand and you opine about these very things. I love that word, opine. Well, I'm here to opine and inform as well. But
a lot of what we say, and I know your show, and my show, we don't just throw on random things that we see that have no teeth to it, that have nothing that we can say, no, I think there's some validity here.
There's discernment.
Right. And my favorite thing that you see in social media now is you'll make a statement based in some sort of fact argument, and the first thing someone will say is, well, prove it. Okay. So you want me to do like an hour's worth of research or find documentation for the stuff that I've learned over the last 20 something years and put it together and link it for you? Or how about that? Because that's what they try to do, right? And then if you're like, oh, you want me to take all my years of knowledge of constitutional law and start laying it out for you? Or you want me to cite 10 different case laws? Or you want me to cite 52 different historic dates, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm telling you this. If you were going to doubt me, you go do the homework. And they'll say, I knew you couldn't prove it. It's like, no, I just don't owe you that, homie.
I've
done it a few times.
That is true. You don't owe them that. And I have what I consider to be a perfect response to that, because I've said it before. And invariably, 9 times out of 10, when I write this in response, I get no return response. And this response is, okay, so dude, you want me to chew your food for you too?
Right.
Is that what you'd like?
Yeah.
Because you want me to process this for you. You want me to lead you by the hand. You must be a baby or a toddler, an infant. So apparently you, like a little baby bird, you want me to chew your food for you too. Well,
it just,
okay, not going to do that. Not my gig, not my job.
And I'll admittedly, when somebody says something so batshit crazy, I will be like, all right, what's your source on this? Because there's been a few things that'll come out, where it's like, oh, Donald Trump secretly died 5 years ago and he's been played by an actor since blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, what's your source? And, but
that's like
earlier tonight, the example, somebody was talking about the 2024 crime stats. And I said, these stats are not realistic. They do not reflect certainly reality, but there's a bunch of cities that do not make it into this crime stat. And so it was like, source? Now, never mind that it's been factored out 52,000 times.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fine. While I was eating dinner, I sent over one of the reports that shows that I think it's still 3,500 cities, including New York and LA, do not meet the digital criteria to submit to the FBI a total crime stat. So there it was. And then, of course, I heard nothing back from that. And I went even further and I said, specifically in the state of California, because of Prop 47 and AB 109, you have so many cities that are overwhelmed with crime that they are not responding to calls, or they're referring to people to go online, or there's a 3-day wait to get a cop. And most people are canceling, not going online, and not giving a shit to file the reports, even for felonies such as burglaries. I live in the city of Sacramento. I can tell you, to get a police officer for a past incident report sometimes can be over 24 hours. Who wants to wait that long if you're the average citizen for a broken window in your house?
Okay,
right?
let me throw this
So you
in.
have a ton of shit that is not getting reported as a result, which is what California wants to say. Crime is down.
That leads to this. I've been dragged, probably like you, and I got a minute to sum this up, and then we're going to go to a break, and you guys can go pee-pee and caca. I have been dragged kicking and screaming into being a conspiracy theorist because it appears that so much of this stuff from 2016, when Trump initially said, I'm being surveilled, and it turns out, well, maybe surveilled wasn't the right word, or no, I'm sorry, he said wiretapped. I'm being wiretapped, which is an ancient word. There used to be wiretapping occurred, but I've been dragged into the conspiracy theorist world, not too much, but such that I can't help but wonder now about most everything involving the government. And I'll leave with this before we go to the break. If you can remember, let me see if I have this up. Okay. This is from my previous show. Okay. How do you get your $750? Well, there's the government telling you how. Visit disasterassistance.gov. Call 1-800. Use the FEMA app. That's everything that disaster victims and survivors can't do. Was that intentional? These days, you
How do you
absolutely you have to wonder. And if you're not wondering, then I'm sorry, you're not a thinking human being. And what's wrong with you? We'll be right back after this.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
It is he that is me, bringing perspective from across the sea. Join me, Jack Alexander, 4 days a week for the Jack Alexander Experiment podcast, as I take a unique outsider's look at the news and issues affecting life and liberty here in the USA. I'll show you what the mainstream media refuses to. Politics, border security, defense, healthcare, travel, nothing is off limits. Catch the Jack Alexander Experiment podcast each Monday to Thursday on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere good podcasts can be found. Also, check out the website, www.jackalexanderexperiment.com.
Come listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show, Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, for the best in late-night conservatarian wireless talk radio at SHRmedia.com. Raised as a free-range child with dirt and freedom, BZ is broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room at SHRmedia.com. Now, with 18% more umbrage and 20% more bulbosity than previous shows, and with delicious Liberty additives. Remember, BZ realizes that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
After 6 years covering terror and corruption, the Unpleasant Blind Guy is making a change. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker and YouTube through SHR Media and on the Western Free Radio Network as I team up with Jeff Mitchell, host of the English Defense League radio show on blogtalkradio.com. Check show pages for airtimes. It's the Unpleasant Blind Guy.
On EDL Radio.
There's
no surrender, ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And I'm back. We're back. You're back. Baby got back. That's me. I'm BZ. And welcome. Thank you for watching the show tonight. I greatly appreciate it. SHR is changing. We're going through a whole bunch of changes, and they're not bad changes. And I see what's going through your brain right there. We're not transitioning. Come on, stop that. Stop it. Don't even go there. Well, one thing before I continue, I want to tell you this.
Folks, this is BZ's final hour. Step up. Last call for alcohol.
Truer statements were never stated. And I'm here tonight with Sackhead Shaun. Head of the stage. There he is. And I should also point out that if you go to shrmedia.com, where's my hat? Damn it. Where's my hat?
You were not prepared.
You go to shrmedia.com. You can get some great swag at shrmedia.com. And I'm going to show you some of the swag that you can get. This is my hat, BZ Saloon. Hey, we might have these for offerings in the not too terribly distant future for the swag. And here's...
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canic, superior firearms.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You can get an SHR Media button.
Lovely.
Wish I could show that better. And here is a Reaver of Common Sense button. You can kind of see that. And then over here we have an Edge of Liberty button, which is Sackhead Shaun's
I think I heard of that show.
Yeah. And then, yeah, dang it, I just can't. Then I have a BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show. I have a button right here. And so if you go to shrmedia.com, you can buy swag there. Not like I'm shop promoted or anything, but yeah, I'm trying to promote it. So I'm BZ on the left, and that's Sackhead Shaun on the right.
Yes.
And we're going to continue with the show. And as per normal, Sackhead Shaun said, comma, you moron, you're not going to get to just but a trifle of the articles and issues and topics that you want to get to today. But I wanted to have you weigh in on this. This is a relatively
I never called you a moron yet.
No, I did. For me.
Okay.
See, this is me putting words in your mouth. Because it's my show and I get to do that. This just came out, this story, 3 days ago. Vaccine exemptions are rising, or exemptions, I'm sorry. Vaccine exemptions are rising among kindergartners, CDC reports. Doctors share concerns as growing number of children start school without vaccinations. Some of that is, I do not know much about that. I received, when I was a kid, oh God, this is the 50s. Okay. So if this doesn't date me, I don't know what does. We got maybe 3 or 4 vaccinations. Now, Shaun, correct me if I'm wrong. The vaccinations that kids are getting are not just 5 or 6 or 10. It's beyond that. Aren't they getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 15?
I've lost count. I'll tell you right now,
30.
When I went into the service, I think I got less vaccinations than kids are getting now. It's a lot. It is a lot. And there's some, it's funny because I've read a ton of different things about this, and I've even had a retired doctor tell me this. They said, the vast majority of the vaccines, if you do them individually, and he gave me a whole list. I don't remember what they are, but essentially there's some of them that are absolutely 100% effective, polio, stuff like that.
Right.
That if you do you do individually, it is better for the child versus the group cocktails. And it's more effective as a vaccine because the body has a chance to process it. Again, I don't know if that's true or not true. I don't know the science behind that. I'm telling you what I was once told. I am not a doctor. I do not play a doctor on TV. I've never played a doctor. However, when I was younger, I did play doctor. Totally different conversation. But I always tell everybody, do your own research. Go out there and read. Because the amount of vaccines that are getting pumped into your kids now, it does start to raise some questions. My biggest question, and this is something personal to me, is how come autism has gone through the roof since the 80s?
If you're a parent, let's just say you're relatively aware of what's going on. It's involving your kids, your children, so you should be concerned anyway. But if you have a sense of history, and therein lies a good portion of the problem, you have to a good logical thinking person with kids should start to pose questions. Why were we only having 3 or 4 big vaccines in the 50s and 60s? And now, between then and now, and I should have gotten an article on the break to show how many vaccines are being given to your children. It's a staggering amount. So, but you have to ask yourself the question: what changed? What has changed between 3 or 4 or 5 classic elder vaccines to now when, and I apologize if I misspeak, 25, 30 vaccines. What the hell happened? But moreover, why? Why?
Well, and all the latest vaccines, or a lot of the newer vaccines, are coming out of mRNA, right? And the research that's done, and you have states, governments, federal governments in other countries like Slovakia, who's mulling banning all mRNA vaccines because of the side effects. So it's, if you have governments, and you can say, well, it's just Slovakia. It's like, okay, well, I'm not as smart as a Slovakian scientist. We've had other states talk about the COVID vaccine and how it's not okay. My point is, there's first of all, we all know science, right? You're supposed to question science. Scientists question science. That's how they get better science. That's like rule number one with science, is it's supposed to be questioned. Nothing is definitive. Nothing is final. To include medicine, it's part of science. That's how you get new stuff that is potentially better than the stuff you have. However, one of the things that I have seen that has really bothered me lately is how many things in the science world gets pushed because of what's to the profit that comes from it.
Money or an agenda. Exactly. Yeah. Wait.
And I'll tell you, that is scary to me. That is scary to me. And I do have another clip. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but before we leave in 18 minutes, I want to play for you from the interview tonight with Kamala doing the town hall on Univision.
Hit it.
Oh, now?
You got it? If you got it set up. All right, because if you don't have it set up, I got something else that I'm going to do.
No, I'm ready to roll. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Roll it,
but
baby.
I thought this was impressive.
Good medical insurance, and supposedly we have very good healthcare.
Los tiempos para ver a un especialista.
But the times that we have to wait to see a specialist are sincerely ridiculous.
Después, finalmente, después de 2 años.
Finally, after 2 years of waiting, I was approved for an MRI.
Finally, after 2 years, I was able to get an MRI.
But I was told that I needed to wait for over a month to begin my rehabilitation. So I made the decision to cross the border into Mexico, and in Tijuana I found a specialist without having to make an appointment. I went to his clinic, and in 45 minutes I was being taken care of, and my rehabilitation had begun.
And in less than 45 minutes, I was already seeing a specialist and having rehab.
My question to you is, what is your plan to improve the medical system?
Oh, God.
I come from the middle class. My mother was a working woman who raised me and my sister. My mother was able to finally, she saved up to buy a home by the time I was a teenager. I know everyone has ambition, works hard, has aspirations, but doesn't necessarily have what other people have.
You crazy little bint. You can't write that stuff.
I'm telling you.
You can say it.
I just joked about it earlier. She can't do an interview without throwing that in. And this guy was asking, and I don't know if you saw the graphic at the very beginning. He's asking a legit question. He's a Navy veteran who is waiting 2 years for a surgery. What are you going to do to fix it? Legit question to a presidential candidate. And she hits him with, I grew up in the middle class.
Sure, that's NIH worthy or Canadian worthy. By the way, everybody knows why there are so many hospitals in the United States up near the Canadian border, right? You guys understand? You got that concept? Yes, maybe so, kind of. And okay, confirm for me, because it's confirm for me, Sackhead Shaun. That was tonight, right?
2 hours ago.
Okay. And she's still using, I was born a poor black child.
Yes.
She's still trotting out that trope.
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canik, superior firearms.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
By which she has been massively ridiculed for over a week, possibly 2 now. That continues.
Well, and it's, it goes back to them telling the same lie over and over again about Charlottesville, right? She
and Project
thinks
2025.
They think it plays no matter what. And look, you had, what's his name? Mark Halprin today on with Sean Spicer. And he was like, and they had, it was a setup I hadn't seen before. They had like 30 voters on the chat. Like it was a live stream and they did a chat. And all the voters were, could like tell if they were believing something or not believing something, whatever. But essentially Mark Halprin said, hey, all 3 of us here, there was another poll watcher and Sean Spicer, who's been in politics his whole life, who were hearing that there's panic going on inside of the Harris campaign because numbers, internal polling don't look good. And all of those people were like, nope, we don't believe you.
Cool.
And that's they were all Democrats. They were all Harris supporters.
And Carville is a nut. Don't listen to Carville.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything proper. He's old. He's ancient. He's decrepit.
Doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't know. Yeah. You
don't want to listen to that guy.
He doesn't have any history. He doesn't have the requisite training, experience, education to be able to weigh in on politics. I mean,
nope.
What a goober.
Yep.
Carville,
don't listen to any of those people around you.
Forget it. Just
keep pulling the Navin R. Johnson and telling everybody that you grew up in a middle-class family, which, by the way, she always says I was born to a middle-class family to my mother. And it's like, first of all, I think it's wonderful that you can, I think it's wonderful you can identify that there is a such thing as a mother. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That suggests that there is a father and a mother and a father. So you're locking yourself into the whole fact that there's 2 genders. Cool. Let's keep going. Where's daddy? Well, we all know where daddy isn't. Daddy isn't involved because daddy was a Marxist professor.
Yeah, he were.
Who taught economics in Berkeley. That's why she never talks about daddy. She never talks about the years that she spent in the mansion in Ontario, Canada, growing up with her family.
No, in the nice, rich neighborhood.
Yes, where she was not middle class.
No.
It's amazing what she will leave out of her history. But she will start with, I was born to a middle-class family. I was born to a middle-class family. I was born to a middle-class family.
I was born a poor black child. She's stealing. That's theft. That's stealing from Steve Martin, damn it.
Yes. And then there's the hand and head gestures, but it's just mine. I keep waiting for her head to actually just roll off her body and across the stage. That's how you know somebody at one point told her, if you nod your head while you're talking, people will agree with you. Wow. So she nods when she's lying her ass off.
I wish I'd known that, because as I was talking through, 8 years now of podcasts, I could have been saying, and everything that I'm telling you is true. Absolutely correct, because my physicality says that. Speaking of physicality, we got about 10 more minutes left. I want to play this.
I want to play this. Sorry.
Well, perhaps I'll play that funky music, White Boy, first, then I'll do this. So, second, Shaun, apparently it's not going to surprise you that I have, looking over at my tabs over here, I've gotten about maybe a little, not quite a third, but a little over a quarter of the stories done that I wanted to talk about tonight. But here's a video that I did want to be able to play because it's what we call, I guess, a nuke job, something like that. Let me see if
yes.
This is grand. I think this is about a minute and a half of just glorious. This will, as you watch this, it will delight your eyes, but simultaneously it will kiss your ears. So let's listen and watch.
And we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this.
At Century Arms, we're committed to supporting your freedom, your rights, and your way of life. With generations of craftsmanship and innovation, we proudly provide firearms that embody the spirit of liberty. Introducing the new Sharp Brothers MB-47 rifle, designed for precision, built for strength, and ready for anything. Whether you're on the range or defending what matters most, the MB-47 rifle is where generation meets innovation. For more information, visit us at centuryarms.com now.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
No, and here's
Has
the
she ever
thing.
called before?
She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the president of the United States.
I gotta hear that again.
She has no role. No, she has no role in this process.
And once more, for those of you who just tuned in,
she has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the president of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this, I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games. I've got peoples whose lives are on the line. I've got peoples whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games. And so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
Okay, say what you will about Ron DeSantis's presidential campaign. And it became lengthy and convoluted. And yes, he did throw his hat in the ring for president. Now, whether he comes back, I don't know. I really don't know. All I can say is that at this point, for the past 3 or 4 years, I don't know, Sakajana, how long has he been governor? 2 terms now? 1 term, 2 terms?
2 terms. He just won his second term.
Okay, so all I can say is this is the right dude for Florida. He's the right dude on the right day in the right state.
Yep.
For situations like this, because he actually gives a shit about the people, and he's done his political shindig. Okay. He got into the political morass for president on a couple of occasions, essentially got his ass handed to him, made some kind of silly, stupid, and fattening remarks. Okay, that was then. This is now. He's the proper guy. He needs to be. Thank God he is where he is, instead of some slush fund piece of crap aided and abetted by Willie Brown, like Kamala Harris. It's just.
Yeah, well, his presidential campaign, he was trying to out Trump, which you can't do it.
No, you can't.
I had said that,
and you shouldn't try to be him.
I had said that if he had waited, if he did not run individually, he probably would have been the VP pick. And I firmly believe that if he didn't run on his own, if he didn't make such a big deal out of it. But that's all in the past right now, because what we're dealing with is a guy who understands the job of being governor. And I never once didn't think that Governor DeSantis didn't care about people. Actually, I think he's very compassionate. I think he cares very much for his citizens. I think that he is a very great governor, especially with these incidents. He knows what to do. He knows how to organize it. He knows how to be in control, and he does a wonderful job. And for her to try to interject when she's never done so before, and again, instead of just calling him and saying, hey, I know you guys are about to go through it. I wish you the best. I know Joe's working with you. And if there's anything you need from me that I can help with for some reason, give me a call. She would have looked better, right? Then it's just, I'm a caring person who happens to have some pull if needed, and I'm here for you. Didn't do that.
No.
She tries to interject herself like she's the president now, and it makes her look foolish. That's the thing that it just makes her look dumb. It makes her look, and you cannot make this up, it makes her look like she's doing a town hall with a teleprompter.
Which is, well, she can either choose.
Which she is doing a town hall tonight, and she had a teleprompter.
Wait.
This was posted by Sean Davis on X.
Okay. This is worthy of interjection and notation, a serious notation. Great grab, Sackhead Shaun.
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability, because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canic, superior firearms.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Great photograph. Okay. This is a perfect encapsulation of her campaign and herself. Because if you're watching live or in podcast, commit this photo to memory, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
There's a town hall that's supposed to be live, extemporaneous, someone speaking off the cuff. But can you put it back up for a second?
Happily, yeah,
Please.
yeah.
And notice that this was something that was live. And you can tell that because the people that are speaking at the point are those in the background on the screen, such as that gentleman in front of the microphone. But to her right, there's a stand, and you'll notice there are two screens, not one on the bottom and one on the top. And what do you suppose would be on those screens? Why, that would be information that she needs in response because she can't, it's live, not Memorex. She can't whip out a bunch of cards. She's not standing at a podium herself, so she can't use reference material immediately. She can't pull something out of her sleeve, look at it, and then try to tuck it back up the sleeve. She's using a teleprompter.
I got a better shot of this, so keep going.
Okay, at some kind of a live presentation, I must say, I'm not saying it hasn't occurred before. I'm not saying it hasn't occurred with other politicians. But take a peek at that. You saw it here first. That's an excellent screen grab of an individual speaking off the cuff in front of numerous persons on a Spanish, Hispanic TV network. And she's referring to teleprompters for her speeches. I have to say, I have never, ever, ever seen this before. Not to say it hasn't, but I've never seen anybody bring this to my attention and point it out. And this is again why you listen to SHR, why you watch my show, why you watch Sackhead Shaun's show for this kind of information. Nobody else is first saw that for whatever reason, is bringing this to light, has emphasized this, and shown you, you're looking at inside baseball. This is how this chick functions to say she can't.
Sadly.
So this is it. This is her.
That's
in a
it.
nutshell. That's a great illustration and a great point. And I'm still looking at close, almost 30 tabs and stories and articles that I didn't get to.
No, but this one is going to be for your last drink of the night.
Okay. Oh, do you have one? Wait a minute. That has something for this, right?
Folks, this is BZ's final hour. Step up. Last call for alcohol.
Here we go.
And BZ, what I want to show you, this is from the Tesla event tonight, where Elon Musk is showing off a whole bunch of technology, and they're opening up like a Tesla land type thing.
Yeah, he was in the chat room.
Yes. Yeah, same guy, I'm sure. And this is for everybody who got $20 minimum wage in California. Here is your future.
Yeah, this is what you demanded. You want it. You got it. Toyota.
See that? Yeah. You want to get a photo? Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Little video. Hey. Sweet. Thanks, man.
There's your future SEIU. Right there.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, there you go. Let's be honest, BZ. That's really
what you demanded.
Right. And that's just from tonight. And you know, if you didn't realize, the pour was actually good. Tilted cup, slow pour, did a good job.
Yep. No foam. And very, very little foam.
He out about 25 of these tonight for different things.
No pool, no pets, ain't got no cigarettes.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the way it rolls. That's the way it's going to roll from now in the future. So before we wrap up, before I go hasta la bye-bye, Sackhead Shaun, tell us what you have in store, in play, racked up, backed up in your Model 1, Mark 1, Cumulus brain. What do you got for tomorrow for your show? Go!
Tomorrow, 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern. It's the Edge of Liberty right here on the SHR Media Network. Also simulcast on the KLRN Radio Network. I will be your host. I will walk through this week's stories, the top stories, any breaking news. We're still waiting for the Israel response to Iran. We have a bunch of politics. I will probably cover more of Kamala's event tonight. And it's Friday, the end of every Friday show. I've been passing along one of my favorite drink cocktails or something close to my drink cocktail that I enjoy making.
Can you reveal what it is? Or is that
Never.
too much Bigfooting?
Never.
Okay.
Never. But it's getting into fall, and I tell everyone on my show too, I enjoy my bourbon straight, you know that, but I also like my cocktails. Every once in a while I like to mix something up, and just for difference, just for something different. So we're getting into fall. There's a whole bunch of great fall cocktails that you can do with bourbon, and I have a couple lined up. I want to see which one's going to make the list tomorrow.
Poops and giggles. You're doing it just for poops and giggles.
And you can follow me at the number 2.
I can't say shits and giggles. I don't know if you people have noticed, but I have really
ruined it early.
Tried to minimize my shits and fucks and motherfucker and cocksucker and cunt and all of that kind of stuff. I've really tried to minimize that so that I'm a much nicer, much more forward-thinking BZ.
At least you waited till overtime.
That's the nice thing about this show is you don't hear those kinds of words anymore because I am really in the process trying to clean up my act. Isn't that
At least you waited for overtime.
That's right. It is overtime. Okay.
You can follow me on X at the number 2 against tyranny. Sackhead Shaun.
2 against tyranny. Sackhead Shaun. Perhaps it's time now for something maybe similar to this. Let's see if the producer can play it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thanks for listening to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show live and direct right here on the SHR Media Network, right here on Rumble and the SHR Media Group and SHRmedia.com. If you want to contact me, you'll find me at the SHR Media Facebook page and newly revised Twitter at BZ's Saloon. No spaces, no underbar, just one live bar. So, promotional consideration is by the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works and also by the Shure and Electric Voice Microphone Company, also by Arrakis Boards and Pratt & Whitney Engines featuring Thrust. You can trust. And also, as per normal, thanks to my personal KC 135 Kettle One refueling team, with whom I shall be concerting in less than about 10 minutes, 50 feet from, let's see, that way, right there, right through that door. Thanks to Shaun, Sackhead Shaun, for being in the show tonight. Next week, I'm going to have Edmund Kemper, the serial murderer, on to speak to me. No, that's bullshit. But I will have some alluring guests. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thanks, Sackhead Shaun. To everybody here, God bless. Take care and be safe.
Everybody quiet down now and get some sleep.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Ben. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy. Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.
What's going on? I was asleep. What's everybody doing?
Good night,
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night and good luck.
At Canic Firearms, we believe in the power of freedom. Freedom to protect, to defend, and to live confidently. That's why we're proud to introduce the Canic Mete MC9L and MC9LS, precision-engineered pistols designed for today's American. Whether you're carrying concealed or out at the range, the MC9L and MC9LS are built for accuracy, durability, and comfort. These pistols are the perfect blend of performance and dependability because freedom isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. Canik, superior firearms.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.